Our coverage of the PlayStation Store's best sale of the year so far continues with this video, another video taking a look at the Great Indoor Sale. And specifically in today's video, we're going to be looking at 15 games under the price of $5. Now yes, under $5 is a super low budget to work with. However, there are actually some high quality games available for around that price point. Now I have to say right off the bat that don't expect a lot of newly released games, a lot of big budget titles. A lot of these are smaller indie games or games that were generally underrated or maybe not well received at launch at the full price of $60, but now at a super cheap price. I would say that they're worth it. So with that being said, let's get right into it. And again, we got 15 games to go over, so I'll go through each game rather quickly. Kicking things off, we have Agents of Mayhem, which is $4.99. Now, Agents of Mayhem was actually done by Volition, the guys that also did Saints Row, and right away when you play Agents of Mayhem, you can really see that shine through. The game's not the best open world game on the market, far from it. However, if you're just looking for some no-nonsense fun, Agents of Mayhem does offer a pretty good experience, and at $4.99, this is the perfect price to pay. Next up, we've got Blood Bowl 2 for $4.99. Blood Bowl 2 smashes Warhammer and American football together in an explosive cocktail of turn-based strategy, humor, and brutality. This one's got a new graphics engine and high-flying realization faithfully portray the fury and intensity of classic Blood Bowl matches. It's a little bit zany, a little bit wacky. For $4.99, if you're looking for something like that, it'll be up your alley, and it actually offers something pretty entertaining. Next up, we've got the RPG Cosmic Star Heroine that is down to just $2.99. This is such an underrated RPG. Yes, it has a very old-school look and stylization to it. However, if that caters to you, you're gonna love the game even more. You've got 3 exotic planets to explore, aliens, robots, magic, forbidden technology, conspiracies, a galactic threat. Everything you would expect out of a great RPG story is here. The game touts 2D visual styles straight from the height of gaming 16-bit era, over 100 minutes of music, and there's a lot more. And by the way, the music in this game is really great, so $2.99 for Cosmic Star Heroine, that is a great buy. Next up, we have a game that was originally released on the Wii, and that is Blob. That's available for $3.99. Blob is a 3D platformer where players maneuver their hero Blob, equal parts of a blob of pain, struggling artist, revolutionary, and juvenile delinquent. Blob's goal is to replace the drab, lifeless gray coloring that the Inked Corporation has imposed on Chroma City and its inhabitants, with a range of vibrant, life-giving colors, all while avoiding and battling the gray-clad forces of the Inkies. Blob's a pretty charming game, and at just $4, I would say this is the perfect price to pay for the game. Blob 2 is also on sale, but that's available at a more hefty $12. I would say wait for that to get cheaper and check that game out as well. But for now, the first game isn't a bad buy. Next up, we've got Deadlight Directors Cut for $3.74. This was released a long time ago on PC, I believe back in 2012, made the transition to PS4, and the game itself is set in an apocalyptic 1986. A zombie outbreak has brought humanity to its knees. You play Randall Wayne, a father searching the destroyed streets of Seattle for his family. You'll encounter many life-threatening situations, but combat isn't always the answer against the undead. Fight back using scarce resources or hide and sneak past them utilizing the environment. Deadlight Directors Cut is the ultimate Deadlight experience, now with improved gameplay controls and extra game modes. This game is always available pretty cheap, so I wouldn't say pay any more than that, but for $3.74, it is a great game with a great ambiance and atmosphere as well. Again, for the price, it's a good buy. Next up is a game that I've talked about pretty recently. It's a pretty recent release too, and that is HELLFRONT Honeymoon. It is already down to $3.99. HELLFRONT Honeymoon is an intense twin-stick action strategy game. It features 1 to 4 player pick-up and play local matches, tight as hell PvP, PvP combat. The game does feature some short matches, however, they are intense, and it touts that they never drag. You can play the game solo, or you could go co-op, or you could go all out through the deathmatch. For $3.99, HELLFRONT Honeymoon's a very recent release. It's going a little bit under the radar. Give it a look for yourself. Next up, Injustice Gods Among Us Ultimate Edition is available for $4.99. Now yes, this is an older fighting game. Injustice was released on the PlayStation 3 and 360. Injustice 2 is already out, however, that game is still super expensive. Injustice Gods Among Us Ultimate Edition enhances the original game, featuring 6 new playable characters, over 30 new skins, and 60 new Star Labs mission. This edition packs a punch. If you're looking for a quality fighting game to get into, one that offers a pretty compelling experience for solo players as well, Injustice Gods Among Us will offer you that. Of course, if you're looking to get into competitive play, Injustice 1 is not going to be the game to go, but if you want a cheap fighting game that you can pick up and play, Injustice Gods Among Us is definitely a good buy at $4.99. Next up, we have Lords of the Fallen Complete Edition for $4.49. Lords of the Fallen is a very interesting game. It was done by Deck 13, and since the release of Lords of the Fallen, they've also put out The Surge, which I think it was a considerable improvement upon Lords of the Fallen. However, that game still goes for a hefty price, and of course, Lords of the Fallen is often compared to the Souls games. Now, it also has to be mentioned right away that it definitely isn't as good as the Souls games, but it offers its own unique flair, its challenging gameplay, and rewarding combat. If you want more of that style of gameplay, Lords of the Fallen is definitely worth a check out. At this point, a lot of gamers have forgotten about it. It doesn't get a lot of recognition these days, but down to just $4.49 for the complete edition, I'd say it's a good buy. Also, the base game is available for just $2.99, so if you want to get that, that's an option as well. But if you're looking for a challenging action-adventure title, Lords of the Fallen definitely isn't a bad buy. Next up, we have a game from one of my favorite studios, or I should say one of my former favorite studios, Housemarque. Nex Machina is available for $2.99. Now, I'm a big fan of Housemarque. However, most recently, they've moved into the Battle Royale genre, and I'm not a big fan of that. However, the older arcade titles that they've put out on PlayStation have been tremendous, and Nex Machina is one of those titles. It's an explosive twin-stick arcade shooter, over 100 challenging levels in 6 different intense worlds. You got local co-op in there, and the visuals are just as great as any other Housemarque title. You've got those great particle effects, and Nex Machina is just a very satisfying experience. For $2.99, I would definitely give it a look, and hopefully one day Housemarque will get back to creating games like this, because Nex Machina just shows how good their games can be. Next up, we have Psychonauts for just 99 cents. Yes, the classic action-adventure platformer from Double Fine is here, and it's available for just 99 cents. Now, this is an older game, so maybe the aging isn't the best in this title. However, it is one of the more iconic titles, and I feel like everybody should play Psychonauts at some point in their life if they're a gamer. Again, mechanically, it will have its dated elements, but it's such a charming and captivating game that I still find it enjoyable to this day, and of course, we're gonna get future Psychonauts titles, at least hopefully. And now, to be able to check out Psychonauts 1 for 99 cents, I would say it's a great buy. Definitely give that a look if you haven't, or you just want to revisit the game. Next up, we have SteamWorld Dig for just $1.99. Now, I should mention that SteamWorld Dig 2 is available for $5.99, so it's just outside of our price range. However, that game is a substantial improvement upon SteamWorld Dig 1, so if you want to get that game instead of SteamWorld Dig, I would definitely recommend that. However, SteamWorld Dig 1 is considerably cheaper at just $1.99, and it's still fairly good. It's a platform mining adventure with strong Metroidvania influences. You take the role of Rusty, a long mining steambot, as he arrives at an old mining town in great need. You dig your way through the old earth, gaining riches while uncovering the ancient threat that lurks below. The game's got an awesome art style, and if you want that Metroidvania style of gameplay, SteamWorld Dig is definitely going to offer you that. $1.99 for the first title, but again, second game is available for $5.99, and it is a considerable improvement. Next up, we have The Escapist for $4.99. The Escapist is an award-winning prison break simulation that provides players the opportunity of experiencing a light-hearted insight into everyday prison life. This is another game where a sequel has been released. The sequel is pretty expensive, and in this case, I think The Escapist 1 is a great game in its own right. However, the sequel definitely extends the experience, and the idea of the game, as the title would suggest, is to escape the prison. The details is in the execution. There are a lot of details in the game, and in between attending roll calls, meal times, and doing your chores, you should grab every chance to plan your escape. Do you do favors for other inmates, earning money and boosting their opinion of you along the way, or work out and become stronger? Read to increase your skills, or spend time crafting items into homemade weapons and tools? The choice is yours, and The Escapist is another very charming game for $4.99. Definitely give it a look. Next up, we have another game that I always go to bat for, and that is This Is the Police for $2.99. Another title also with a sequel that's been released. However, I would just stick to the first title because it's so much cheaper. And This Is the Police as you dive into a deep story of corruption, crime, and intrigue. You take the role of gritty police chief Jack Boyd and come face to face with the ugly underbelly of Freeburg. Will Jack reach his retirement with a nice stack of bills, or will he end up broken or worse? Manage your staff, respond to emergencies, and investigate crimes in a city on the brink of chaos. The mafia underworld maneuvers behind the scenes, sinking their claws even deeper into the city, even as the mayor is ready to exploit every situation to his political advantage. This Is the Police isn't a perfect game. It does have some fundamental gameplay errors, and it does get a little bit repetitive here and there. However, I would still say the overall game is super compelling, and for $2.99, it is a great buy and a very unique game that I recommend everyone to play. Next up, we have a game a part of a pretty notable franchise in Trine. Trine 2 Complete Story is available for $2.99. Trine 2 is yet another game in the Trine franchise. Side-scrolling action platform puzzlers. It mixes a lot of different gameplay elements with a great visual style. I imagine that the majority of you guys have played Trine at some point, and if you haven't, this is a pretty good starting point. Trine 3 has, of course, been released, and Trine 4 is on the way. So Trine is definitely a franchise that's here to stay, and if you have yet to check it out, Trine 2 for $2.99, again, a pretty good buy. And lastly, we do have Song of the Deep for $2.99. Song of the Deep is yet another Metroidvania-style action-adventure game that follows a young girl's quest into the unknown to find her missing father. It combines discovery, skill, and suspense with an unforgettable narrative in an underwater journey that will challenge players to explore, experiment, and skillfully navigate a vast ocean landscape. The game's been received pretty well, and at this point, another title that's been forgotten about quite a bit. However, again, if you want a quality Metroidvania style, if you like the setting of the game, if you like the look, it is worth a check out. Haven't played this one in quite a while, so memory's a little bit foggy, but $2.99 for it. Would say this is a pretty good buy again if you're looking for a quality Metroidvania. And that's gonna conclude this video. Again, I think I went through all of the high quality games under $5. There are a couple of other games I'm sure I missed out on here and there. I'm sure we'll be doing a couple more videos covering the sale. You guys seem to be really enjoying this content, so hopefully you guys enjoyed, and hopefully for those of you guys on a super tight budget, this video helped you out quite a bit. Even for those of you that just have a couple of dollars in your PlayStation account and you're looking for something to buy, these games are definitely not bad options. So that's gonna conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.